I'm Mark.
I'm Josh.
And this is Alter Ego Comics TV for the week of April 12th, 2017. We have deviated from our normal recording schedule, so we will have a little bit of an abbreviated episode today. Only talking about our picks, maybe a few odds and ends thrown in. But we still want to get this out to you as soon as possible. I had to take care of business owner stuff this morning. It was fascinating. So we couldn't shoot at our normal time. But don't let that stop you, and it won't stop us from announcing the picks of the week. Mine is Action Comics number 977. This is the first issue of Action post Reborn, and was excellent as usual. Dan Jurgens continues to be the writer, and this time we get pencils by Ian Churchill, who is an excellent artist, very capable artist, and has worked on Superman in the past. So nice to see Mr. Churchill providing the art duties. So, are you caught up with Superman? Because the New 52 Superman and Lois, their experiences, memories, all that jazz has kind of been infused in the current Superman and Lois, the pre-New 52, the ones from our Earth, the ones that we've known for the last...
They're not from our Earth.
Several decades.
They're from the traditional DC universe.
They're made-up characters.
Well, because DC has Earth Prime,
yes.
Which is our Earth,
yeah.
So it's not...
the normal Clark
right,
and Superman and
DC
Lois.
universe.
So Clark still feels like something is amiss. He doesn't know what it is. You know, I guess that could happen when you suddenly get someone else's memories thrown into your brain and not really sure what's real and what's a lie. So
isn't that what Wonder Woman's got going on?
Yeah, everybody in the DC universe. So he heads off to the Fortress of Solitude to relive his life, which is kind of an interesting thing to do. But I found it to be very effective and somewhat emotional. I like emotional comics. So he gets to I guess his friend Herbie the robot, or Neelix, or whatever his name was, Skrillex. I don't remember what the robot's name is. Shows him video of his parents having to make the tough call to put him in a rocket and launch him away from Krypton, and somehow there's also video of his adoptive parents finding him on Earth. So there must have been a little floaty robot. You know, Skeets was there, or one of those things from Star Wars Rebels that the Inquisitors used. I don't know. So anyway, it's a very enjoyable issue. It's a great jumping on point if you've been looking to get into Superman. Hopefully some of you that maybe checked out Reborn stick around with both series, Superman and Action, because they're really, really well done. I think we talk almost every time there's a new issue of Superman and Action, we talk about them. So the Superman titles have been consistently very, very solid. We also get to see some more maybe hints of this mysterious character behind the scenes who may or may not be connected to the Watchmen. I don't know. It's not Mr. Oz. There's someone else. And the silhouette kind of looked like... Did you read it? Read Action? The silhouette kind of looked like a familiar glowy blue guy, but I don't know. Might not be.
An unfamiliar glowy blue
I couldn't see his junk, so I don't know if it was Dr. Manhattan or not. Action was great. Good stuff.
My pick of the week this week is Unstoppable Wasp number 4 by Whitley and Chartier, or Charter, maybe. But this continues just to be amazingly fun and upbeat and awesome. And I was surprised. I always expect, for the 4 issues we've been reading it, Unstoppable Wasp to be funny and cool. But this probably had my favorite action sequence of the week. Breaking down the Red Room fighting style.
Krav Maga.
Yeah, Krav Maga, which is not the Red Room, not exclusive to the Red Room. That was developed by Israeli street fighters. But, and Mossad, really?
I think so, yeah.
But yes, just wicked fun. Continues to be lots of random-ass cameos from Marvel Universe characters. Jarvis is delightful. Just so much fun. You don't need to know anything. You can just pick it up, have a good time, enjoy punching and hugging and high fives, and
it's just like a night at my house.
It's, you know,
Jarvis is delightful. That's the pull quote I see now. Josh says Jarvis is delightful.
Jarvis is delightful, and he is. But yeah, Unstoppable Wasp is just a breath of fresh air in the comics industry.
I may have mentioned this before, but we can read anything we want in the store. I give my team the flexibility to read anything that they want in the store because it only improves their customer service skills. But I actually pull Unstoppable Wasp every month because I don't want... I want the issue. I want to not miss anything. So that's one of the few titles that I actually have on my pull list. It is that good. Next up for me, XMen Blue #1. This continues the rebirth of the X-Men over at Marvel Comics, written by Cullen Bunn, artwork by some other people, I don't remember. It was good, though. I want to say Jorge Molina may have been in there. This is the original X-Men that have been time jumped. They've been stolen out of time by present-day Beast. They can't go back because there's like a divergent timeline, and Spock was there, and Marty McFly, and Buckaroo Banzai, I think. I don't know. They were all there. A bunch of time-traveling people. Ashton Kutcher from The Butterfly Effect.
Booster Gold.
Yes, Booster
the
Gold.
Doctor. Oh.
X-Men Blue focuses on these youngins, who have left the X-Men. They're out on their own. They are there to prove to the world that the X-Men are heroes, which is the exact same thing that Kitty Pryde's team is doing. So I don't know why they had to leave, but they need to be off on their own adventures. Jean Grey is finally team leader, as it says in the book, and Iceman is what did you say Jarvis was?
Delightful.
Iceman is delightful in X-Men Blue. He's definitely the comic relief. They fight some... Oh, Black Tom and Juggernaut. That's who. Those are the bad guys. And they have a leader behind the scenes who is probably someone that you don't expect it to be, unless you found spoilers on the interwebs. And I'm curious to see how that plays out. But I like this group. They are experiencing 21st century life and have not adjusted to it. It's kind of like when Captain America got thawed out. Kind of like that. Scott Summers misses barbershops more than anything else, even though, according to Iceman, he's never had a good haircut. So it's just a fun book. X-Men Gold last week was awesome. X-Men Blue is awesome too. And also this week we get Weapon X #1 by Greg Pak and Greg Land, which features the players from the Weapon X program, from Weapon X programs past. This one focuses almost exclusively on Old Man Logan with some scenes with Sabretooth. And I actually like the interplay between Old Man Logan and Sabretooth here. It's much more...
Is Sabretooth still inverted?
I have no idea.
Okay.
He got his head cut off once. He was a bad guy. He was a good guy before he got...
In the
before
90s,
Axis.
he was on the X-Men.
And then, I don't know what's going on. Sabretooth is just Sabretooth. I think he's just a dick. He's always a dick. And yes, the interplay between Old Man Logan and Sabretooth is worth the price of admission. Two good X books this week for you to pick up.
Next up for me this week, we've got Deadpool versus Punisher #1. What? Josh picked the Deadpool book? That can only mean one thing. It was written by Fred Van Lente, or anyone else competent. But in this case, it's written by Fred Van Lente, with art by Perez. Perez. There's an accent there. So this sets up Deadpool hanging out with his money man who takes care of all of his ill-gotten gains, and the Punisher is going after the same guy, so Deadpool's got to give a shout-out to his boy and fight the Punisher. And Punisher is really well written. It's very much the Netflix Punisher that we see, the driven, I will kill people, Frank Castle, which is really all the Frank Castles kill people, but he's hardcore. And Deadpool is wacky and funny, but not over-the-top ridiculous, which is the kind of the sweet spot. You need to believe that he can exist in the world in order for his events to have meaning. And it's great. It's awesome. It's fun. It's delightful. Delightful is the word of the week.
Yes.
It is not for kids. Parental advisory. This is a hard R comic. There is bad language and all sorts of shooting and dismemberment and unpleasantness. And it is great.
There's unpleasantness, but it is great.
It is great, greatly unpleasant.
Amazing Spider-Man #26 is out this week. Written by the extremely capable Dan Slott, artwork by the always awesome Stuart Immonen. And this continues the story of Norman Osborn resurfacing within Peter Parker's world, even though he looks different. And he kind of crashes an Uncle Ben's Rice fundraiser. No, it's the Uncle Ben Foundation to feed people. You know what I'm saying. In Hong Kong or China or wherever they are. They're in Japan, I think. But the great part about it's just a great book. Dan Slott, I don't think I've read a Spider-Man issue. I'm like, this is crap. Spidey and Bobby Morse, a.k.a. Mockingbird, have kind of been doing several team-ups together on behalf of S.H.I.E.L.D., and she actually gets benched by Nick Fury, and Spidey's not happy about that. But don't worry, he's got a new woman to team up with, Silver Sable, who used to be dead, and we don't know how she's back. Maybe we'll find out one of these days. But everyone that we thought was dead is alive. Sabretooth, yes. Norman Osborn, Silver Sable. Anybody else? I don't know.
Did you notice that they spelled her country 2 different ways in that issue?
I did not. I was too busy trying to pronounce it in my head.
Yeah, Simarcaria?
Simcaria is what I was saying.
Was it they inverted the Y and the M in 2 different places in the book, and I don't know if it's the language is that crazy that there's different spellings depending on the conjugation of the word. But
is that the same place that Red Sonja's from?
No, that's
okay. Oh, that starts with an H. Yes, the Simcarian.
Sumerians where Conan's from.
Yes. Amazing Spider-Man continues to be awesome, and we get an Alex Ross. It was excellent.
Last up for me this week, we've got a bevy of awesome indie books. We've got Rose #1 from Image Comics, written by Meredith Finch with art by Guerra. And this is... frack, I don't know. It's a fantasy world. It's sort of like Star Wars if instead of the Force, they were like Thundercats, like they had the power of individual giant cats, tigers, and leopards and whatnot. But just like in Star Wars, those guys with special powers have been driven almost to extinction by a dark empire, but a new hope has arisen in a village. There's a girl. She can use the catty powers. Her name is Rose. And she's going to have to join some rebels.
Yes.
It was fun. It was pretty. And it was good.
It was pretty fun.
Next up, we've got Godshaper #1 from Boom, written by Cy Spurrier with art by Jonas Goonface.
Really?
You had a tough life, Jonas.
That cannot be your real name, sir. No.
This
is another book about hobos?
It's not. I mean, it's kind of about hobos. They go from place to place.
The Friendly Ghost?
It is. This is...
I didn't read this, by the way.
It's actually really good. It's super strange. You've got a world where science and everything has crapped out on us. Technology, electricity has all just gone the way of the dodo. But that's okay because whatever killed it also brought gods back. And not just any gods, but all the gods.
The gods from Wicked and Divine?
No.
No.
Everyone has their own god, kind of like a personal sidekick superpower generator. And the currency of this world is belief. So, like, if I need Mark to give me a comic book, I may say a few beads worth of prayers to his god, which will make his god more powerful, and then he trades me the book. So it's a really interesting world economy, but some people, like our fellow on the cover here, are born without gods.
Oh.
But anyone born without a god, they're kind of ostracized because they're,
godless?
Yes, godless. But any of those people have the ability to shape gods. So he can, make your god, he can rework it, make it better, change its powers around, stuff like that. It's like an auto body shop for your little sidekick god. It's almost like Pokemon now that I'm saying it out loud. You've got these little guys that follow you around
looks like Pokemon.
With powers. And so they're not welcome in society, but the service they offer is needed, so it's kind of a hated and feared thing, kind of like the X-Men. And it's just... And then he's roving. They've got like this punk underground band thing with cross-dressing, and it's so bizarre, but it's a lot of fun. Ooh. There's nothing else like it on the stands this week. And a quick shout-out, Rat Queens 2 came out this week. It is awesome as always, but it may be of a special interest to anyone with taste, because there's a backup story written by Patrick Rothfuss, who you may know as the author of Name of the Wind and a member of Acquisitions Incorporated, and it made me giggle on the inside. And the outside a little bit.
2 weeks in a row, books about hobos.
I mean, he's not a hobo. Just because you don't have a permanent place of residence.
Also out this week, the second volumes of Batman and Aquaman. If you've been following Rebirth, you should totally check this out.
Or the third volume of Batman.
Yeah, there was a Night of the Monster Men hardcover that collected the crossover, but you don't. You can get.
You don't have
to. You don't have to have it. It's only available in hardcover right now.
But sequentially, it takes place before volume 2.
It does take place. Yes. All right. Well, let's talk about a couple other random things. The Thor trailer dropped. Did you just see it today for the first time?
I did. Yes.
Okay. Josh was staying away from it. I watched it yesterday when it hit the internet and shat myself. It was. We all have declared that the Thor trailer wins the internet. And, this is a thing now. So I'm reading the headlines this morning. And one of them is how the Thor trailer has broken the record for Disney for number of views within 24 hours. Previously held by Beauty and the Beast. But the It trailer is now the number one trailer of all time.
After Thor or before Thor?
No, before Thor.
Before Thor.
Thor is the number one Disney trailer. Okay. But It is still the most
new
popular.
one.
The new It one. No, the whatchamacallit, the Tim Curry one.
The original, with John Boy Walton?
No. Yes. So, but that's a story. That's like an entertainment story that... What is going on, people? I implore you, read more comics. Don't watch more internet videos, except this one. It's just so sad. So what did you think? So that immigrant song just propels the trailer, as far as I'm concerned. You liked it, but you didn't love it.
It's all right. No, I liked it.
It was oversold.
It's not that it was oversold. It's that I don't care anymore. I'm going to go see a Thor movie no matter what. So the more I know about it going in, the less happy I'm going to be when I watch it. It's like when we went and saw First Avenger. I could quote about a third of First Avenger as we watched it because there have been 17 billion trailers.
There was that featurette we played.
Yeah, in the store.
We played all this stuff in the store. That's part of it, is that we hear it over and over and over again.
But no, it was an amazing trailer. It was a great trailer. But I've seen trailers for movies that didn't end up being good. I think this one will be good. Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill. Jurassic Park 4.
On
5?
Asgard.
What number are we on?
I don't know. Yeah, it'd be 5. Also, those of you that pay attention to this stuff, must have been in January or February, Marvel announced that they were doing away with the free digital copy when you bought the print copy. Instead, you were going to get three issues from 3 recent releases in collected edition.
Right.
And that made several people unhappy, so unhappy that they emailed Marvel en masse. And now Marvel has reinstated the digital copies starting in May. So I believe it starts with Secret Empire #1. But you'll get a bonus free digital copy of something. I don't know what it is, but so you'll be getting a free digital copy of the book that you buy, and then there'll be a bonus free digital copy of something. So that's kind of news. Now that's news in our world. You want to talk about anything?
No, I'm good.
No, he's good. All right. So that's it. We apologize for kind of the maybe we should start doing this afternoon. We just ramble, and I ramble in the morning though, all the time. So, as usual, all the stuff will be in the show notes below, including a link to our private Facebook group, Comics Are Awesome, where we can continue the conversation about all the stuff that we just talked about and more. And we would ask you, if you don't have a local comic shop, we would love to be your LCS. So there'll be a link to information about ordering comics from us. We are still working on getting a website up and running where you can shop the store, like presently what's in the store. That would be all of our graphic novels, action figures, pops, all that fun stuff. Coming soon, hopefully. Maybe, I don't know. What else? Like the episode, subscribe, hide the kids, hide the wife, and have a great day.